Good morning, USFFL, and Happy New Year to everybody, by the way. Let me be the second, third, fifth, whatever, 25th person to tell you that. But we welcome you here for the final game of Week 15. We've got a live broadcast for you this morning, and it's a good one. We've got the 10-3 Buffalo Bills on the road traveling to Detroit to take on the 9-4 Detroit Lions. Clash of interconference contenders this morning right here on the USFFL Broadcast Network. All right, everybody, good morning. Let's go ahead and get your broadcast ready here. These two teams have probably already kicked off by now. Game number posted 3 minutes ago. Let's see what we got. All right, let's switch the view over to getting off of me, obviously. Almost forgot that. Where is that view? There it is. Bingo. Okay. They switched it up a little bit, but we should be good to go now. There's an off-tackle handoff to David Montgomery and a 17-yard gain as we pop into live coverage. Detroit Lions, 1st and 10 at their own 45-yard line. Give me a little bit to double check and make sure everything's moving fine here. Looks like the game coverage is on. Volume's good. We're good to go. Another off-tackle run, and it's 4 yards for David Montgomery. Back-to-back carries for him. Opening drive of this game, 4th play from scrimmage. Lions, 2nd and 6, just in their own territory at the 49. Back to passes. Goff, he's looking in the flat. Right back to Montgomery. Yak opportunity set up for him, and nothing doing there as Montgomery is tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Second tackle on the game already for Balin Spector. It's 3rd down and 7 for Detroit. First 3rd down conversion attempt of the game. Back to pass. Goff looks short and no good. Tried to hit his tight end, Brock Wright, but missed him. 4th and 7 in their own territory at the 48. The Lions will punt. Coffin corner from Jack Fox. There is a penalty. That went out of bounds at the 15, and that is a penalty flagrant face mask on Buffalo. I'm sorry, on Detroit. Apologies. And so with that added yardage, Buffalo will move all the way out to the 30-yard line, and they will begin their first possession of the game right there. Buffalo is coached by Zach Zalesny, the Double Z. The Detroit Lions are coached from Michael Emerson, one of our league subs. There's a first down screen pass to James Cook out of the backfield. And Josh Allen sets up a yak opportunity for Cook. Real good in the flats, is he? And he's got himself a first down out across the 40 to the 45-yard line. Pick up a 16 on the play. So Josh Allen completes his first pass of the game. Allen, one of 3 quarterbacks in the USFFL that came into this week with a rating over 100. At the 3rd best rating in the USFFL, but leads the USFFL with 38 touchdown passes coming into the week. Bills set up in a blocking back formation. And back to pass. Allen scanning the field, looking short, gets rid of it, going to Khalil Shakir. Receiver opportunity. He's got it. Catching a first down. Into Detroit territory, down to the 42. Brian Branch on the tackle. So the Bills now in Detroit territory. Field goal range goes all the way out to the 44-yard line for Buffalo. So they're already in range with slight variable risk at a 2 through 8. First down flat pass. This goes right back to Shakir. Receiver opportunity again. Nice catch. Good run. Pickup of 8. Second and 2. Allen completes his first 3 passes on this drive. Here's a pitch out. James Cook going around the edge. He is going to be on his own card and nothing doing. Hit the 5. And it's 3rd down and 2. Both of these teams defensively are rated good to excellent against the run. Both teams rated average to poor against the pass. So an even matchup defensively. 3rd down and 2. It's another pitch out. James Cook going around the right side to the defensive car we go. He's got just enough yardage. There is a penalty, however, and it's against the defense. They'll wipe away that 2-yard run for a first down and take the 5-yard penalty yardage instead. Bills now 1st and 10 at the Detroit 29-yard line. Here's the snap. Quick slant over the middle to the tight end Knox, and he can't get it. Incomplete. Defensive card for the Lions. With one man in zone stood the test there. 2nd down and 10. Right back to the blocking back set for Buffalo. Lions have been operating out of the base 4-3 here. Back to pass on 2nd down. Josh Allen looks short. Right back to Dawson Knox. Incomplete. Missed it in the 4-man column of the defense. Consecutive incompletions to Dawson Knox. And it is 3rd down and 10 for Buffalo. They're at the 29-yard line. From right here, field goal is a 2 through 8. There is no variable risk because it's 2 through 8 in the range behind it as well. So a 2 through 8 field goal attempt if he cannot get this first down conversion or close to it. Spread formation, 4 wide receivers. Josh Allen is out of the pistol. Cook beside him. Defense in a nickel. Back to pass. Looking short, going to Amari Cooper. Incomplete, and he was doubled. Double team on that play. Good call, Coach Michael Emerson. 4th and 10. Here comes a 46-yard field goal attempt from Tyler Bass. 2 through 8. This kick is up, and it is good. Right through the uprights and on the Bills' opening drive of the game. They're going to get a field goal and take a 3-0 lead. Kick return, fielded at the 3 and brought out to the 30-yard line by Tom Kennedy. And the Detroit Lions will begin right there. Lions have lost their last 2 games, both division contests against Chicago and Green Bay. First down, holding penalty against the Lions. Back them up 10 yards, and Coach Michael Emerson now staring at a 1st and 20 at his 20. Jahmyr Gibbs is the tailback here in a 2 tight end set. Gibbs with over 1,200 yards rushing. And here's a pitch out to him on 1st and 20. To the defensive card we go, and he's got 6 yards. 6 on the white die, good enough to beat the defensive end, Von Miller. Miller is in because Greg Rousseau is injured. Rousseau, 10-rated blitzer, the best one Buffalo has. Von Miller's an 8. But not as good against the run as we saw in that play. 2nd and 14. Gibbs is out. David Montgomery is in as your tailback. And there's an off tackle to him. And Montgomery on the defensive card, he's good for 6. There is, however, a penalty. It's against the defense offsides. Wipe away the 6-yard run. Take the 5-yard penalty. And pocket the down. 2nd and 9 now. Detroit from their own 31. Bills in a 4-2-5 defense. That safety's up close showing blitz. Back to pass, looking short, and that pass is going to be picked off. Intended for Jamison Williams. It is picked off by Christian Benford at the 44-yard line. Benford brought down right away, no return. So the first turnover of the game is an interception by Jared Goff. The Bills take over at the Detroit 44, already up 3-0. That interception was a split roll 2 through 5, 11 and 12 on the defensive card, 4-man column. These two teams force a lot of turnovers. Josh Allen back to pass on 1st and 10. Scans the field, looks deep. He is going for Amari Cooper, but too much pressure. Forced to scramble, tries to get to the sideline, and he's brought down at the line of scrimmage. Credit a sack to Aleem McNeil. Despite no yardage loss, 2nd and 10. We mentioned both teams forced turnovers. Back to that in a second. Back to pass again. Josh looking deep. Right back to Amari Cooper. And no good. Incomplete. However, pass interference. That's going to be against the defense. So a big defensive penalty. And the Bills will move down to the 23-yard line of Detroit. 1st and 10 right there. Detroit comes into the game 5th. Tied for 5th in the USFFL. +8 in turnover ratio. That's nothing compared to Buffalo, who leads the league at +17. Josh Allen back to pass. Looking deep again, but forced to scramble. Runs around the left side toward the goal line. He may get there. And no, brought down after a 20-yard scramble. 1st and goal at the 3. Must run of 20 yards. And it is 1st and goal Buffalo. From the 3-yard line. Here's a handoff off tackle. It's Ray Davis through the wind, and he's in. Touchdown. 3-yard touchdown dive for Ray Davis. And Buffalo quickly turns that interception into points. Extra point. Tyler Bass is up and good. And at the 6-minute mark of the first quarter, Buffalo's had 2 possessions, and they're up 10-0. Kennedy with another kick return for the Lions. That's out to the 26. And Detroit will begin right there. 2 tight end set. Inside run, Jahmyr Gibbs, and he gets just 2 yards. There is a penalty, however, against the defense. So wipe away that short run. They'll take the 5 yards, pocket the down. 1st and 5 for Detroit from their 31. Safety up close, showing blitz out of the 4-3 for Buffalo. That's DeMar Hamlin. Here's a flat pass. Right side, this goes to Amon Brown. He's got the catch, and enough for a 1st down. 6 yards. Lose the chains. New set of downs at the 37. Mar Hamlin up close, showing blitz again. 2 tight end set. Back to pass. Goff looks short. Going for his tight end, Laporta, and no good. Incomplete. Goff couldn't find it in his right column. 2nd and 10. We mentioned that Detroit had lost their last couple games. Same is true for Buffalo. Back-to-back losses to San Francisco by 4 points and Los Angeles by 3 points. So the NFC West has been coming for the Buffalo Bills last couple weeks. Three wide receivers split out here on 2nd and 10 for Detroit. Tim Patrick in the slot. Defense gets his run back to pass. Goff. This time he's got Laporta. 1st down yardage across midfield. Tackled at the 48 of Buffalo. Brought down by Rasul Douglas. First catch of the game for Laporta, and the Lions are at the 48 of Buffalo. 3 wide receivers stay on the field. Safety showing blitz, this time out of a nickel for Buffalo. Flat pass, left side. This goes to Jamison Williams, and Williams has a catch. Beats the linebacker. Good yardage up the left sideline. First down and more. Brought down at the 37, gain of 11. Christian Benford, his second tackle on the game for Buffalo. Benford leads the USFFL with over 120 tackles on the year. Once again, 3 wide receivers on the field. Khalif Raymond's in the slot this time. There's a button hook over the middle to the tailback. Jahmyr Gibbs, catch, run. He's got 5. It's second down and 5. Gibbs had better options on his wrong column receiver, but not bad yardage on first, second and 5. David Montgomery and Gibbs combined came into the game with a combined over 2,000 yards rushing on the year. It's Gibbs in now on this second and 5. Back to pass. Looking short. Got it. Khalif Raymond, first down yardage. And now into the red zone at the 20-yard line. First and 10 at the 20. Deepest penetration for Detroit so far. And that's 4 straight plays, I think, where the Buffalo defense was looking for a run from Detroit. And Coach Michael Emerson was passing the ball. That'll usually bode an offense well, and indeed, first trip to the red zone for Detroit. 3 wide receivers. Remains our formation. Nickel blitz here from Buffalo. And here's an off-tackle handoff. It's Gibbs on his right column. Gibbs, good for 6 nonetheless. Gibbs, one of the better running backs in the NFL, in the USFFL, and one of only 3 running backs in the USFFL, averaging better than 6 yards a carry per game coming into this week. Second and 4 now at the 14. Two tight end set. Still Gibbs is our tailback, and here's an off tackle to him. Again on his right column, and again the same roll. 6 yards and a first down. So a couple of good calls defensively as Buffalo finally switched it up and called a couple run defenses at the right time. But Gibbs, back-to-back 6-yard runs on right. First and goal at the 8. Here's an off tackle. David Montgomery, and he plows forward for 5. Second and goal at the 3. Bills come out with a full house set. I apologize, Lions in a full house set. They trail by 10, but they're on the doorstep. Here's a key on the running back to pass. Goff, short, goes to his tight end. Laporta's got it. Touchdown, Detroit. 3-yard touchdown strike. Goff to Laporta. Bates is on for the extra point. And he drills it. So 54 seconds remains in the first quarter. We got a 1-score game again. Buffalo 10, Detroit 7. There's a kick return, Brandon Coddington, and he is out to the 29-yard line, and Buffalo will begin right there. Blocking back set, Ray Davis. Going to be the tailback. Here's an off tackle to him. Going to the left side, and he's going to get an 8-yard run. Deion Dawkins able to spring that block from the left tackle position. So 2nd and 2. That's the end of the first quarter. We're off to quarter number 2. Buffalo on the road. They're up 10-7 in Detroit. Base blocking back set. Back to pass. Looking deep. Going to Amari Cooper. Sorry, it's incomplete. Josh Allen had the wrong column. Defense was guessing run again. That's 4 long passes. They had 3 long passes to Amari Cooper on the last drive once they crossed the 50. And here's another one here. So he's been dialing it up deep. Here's 3rd down and 2 from their own 37. Josh Allen, here's a quick flat pass. This is going to, sorry, it's not a flat pass. He's going short. Too much pressure, though, and now he's forced to dump it off, and we are in the flat. It's going to Dalton Kincaid, receiver opportunity, and no good. Kincaid, a pretty good card on flat pass right, but couldn't pick up the 2 yards needed. And it's 4th and 2 at their own 37, and Coach Double Z, Zach Zales, he's bringing on the punter. Nice punt. Sam Martin, 52-yard boot. Fielded back at the 12-yard line, make it the 11-yard line. 9-yard return for Khalif Raymond. And the Lions, trailing 10-7, will get possession again at their own 20. First down handoff. Jahmyr Gibbs, and he's got just a couple. Ed Oliver on the tackle. 4th carry of the game for Gibbs. He'll come out for a breather. It's David Montgomery. 3 wide receivers now for Detroit. Tim Patrick, the receiver in the slot. Williams and St. Brown split out wide. Buffalo safety Hamlin, again, extremely active, showing him blitz up near the line of scrimmage again. Here's a flat pass, left side. This goes to Amon-Ra St. Brown, and he's got the catch, but brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Loss of 3 on the play, and it's going to be 3rd and 11. And we have an injury on the play to Buffalo defensive player A.J. Epinesa. That's the defensive right end for pass rush 8. It's a big injury. Both defensive ends that start are now out for Buffalo. Third and 11, back to pass Goff. Looking short, and that pass is going to be incomplete. That pass was going to Jahmyr Gibbs. Got a receiver result. It's 4th and 11. Interestingly, the crosshairs were there. All those blitzes from Damar Hamlin. If he'd been blitzing there, that was a long game. So nice break on timing there for the Bills. Here's a punt from Jack Fox from his own 19. 41 yards in the air. Going to be fair caught. Buffalo will take over at their own 40. So good field position for the Bills. Up by 3, they take over at their own 40. 12-18 to go, second quarter. Bills come into the game 10-3. If they can get the win, get to 11-3, they will tie Pittsburgh for the best record in the AFC in their pursuit for the number 1 seed. Chiefs and Broncos right behind them at 10-4. Here's an off-tackle run on first down. James Cook. That was out of the pistol. Cook to the defensive card, and he's going to get a nice run there, 8 yards. Spencer Brown, defensive left tackle, springs a block. So the tackles have both sprung blocks for 8-yard runs for the Bills. That's where their run blocking is, not as good up the middle. 2nd and 2. Here's an off-tackle run to James Cook, and he's got a first down. Pick up a 5. Cook gets that on the defensive card, his 3rd carry of the game. Bills now in Detroit territory at the 47. And they'll split out 3 wide receivers. Curtis Samuel and Khalil Shakir split out. Cooper's in the slot. Here's a flat pass. Left side to Shakir, and receiver opportunity. He's got the catch, and just 4 yards on that one. Brought down by Rodriguez. 2nd and 6. At the Detroit 43. 3 wide receivers on the field. Allen remains in the pistol set, though. On 2nd and 6, Lions drop back in a nickel. They're attempting the run, and they're going to get it off tackle. Left side, James Cook right back to the defensive card, and there is a penalty, and it's false start against the offense. So dead ball foul. Back up the Bills. It's 2nd and 11. James Cook in the backfield beside Allen, who's in the pistol. 3 wide receivers on the field. Here's the snap back to pass. And looking deep, going for Amari Cooper, and that one's picked off. Picked off by Detroit. Picked off at the 21-yard line. Detroit's good on their interception returns. Here comes the return across the 40. He could go into the other side of the field. It's a pick 6 for Detroit. Kirby Joseph picks it off and runs up the right sideline, 79 yards for a pick 6 to put Detroit out in front here in the second quarter. Extra point, Jake Bates is up and good. There is a penalty on that kick, however. Buffalo was flagged for running into the kicker. They'll take that on the kickoff. 14-10, Detroit is now up at the 10-12 mark of the second quarter. So both quarterbacks with an interception in this game. After a touchback, the Bills begin at their own 30. They're working from behind for the first time today. 3 wide receivers again. There's a first down screen. Left side going to tailback. James Cook. Dice take us to the quarterback card and a yak opportunity for Cook. He's good there, but not a good roll, and just a yard pickup on that. It's 2nd and 9. That long pass was again to Amari Cooper. And after I mentioned earlier, there were like 4 long passes all to Amari Cooper. It looks like Coach Michael Emerson was seeing that as well. 2nd and 9, 3 wide receivers split out. There's a button hook pass. Linebacker stayed home. Going to be caught in a 5-yard gain. Pretty good result on that, a one-man column defensively. 3rd and 4, Buffalo at their own 36. Blocking back set here on 3rd down for the Bills. Back to pass, looking deep, right back to Amari Cooper, and no good, incomplete. Completely undeterred. This is what we know about the Buffalo coach. It's 4th and 4. They're at their own 36. And they're going to bring out the punter. Zach Zilsney does like to dial up the deep ball. The interception didn't dissuade him. Not a great punt here from Sam Martin. 37 yards in the air. They let it bounce, though, and it's going to roll another 7. So 44-yard net's not too bad. And Detroit will begin at their own 20. 8:42 remains, second quarter. Detroit with the ball and a 4-point lead. Lions come into the game at 9 and 4. Good enough for last place in their division, unfortunately. First down pass, short, caught. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 11-yard completion from Goff. If the Detroit Lions win this game and make it to 9 and 4, or I should say 10 and 4, if they win this game, we'll back to that in a second here. 2 tight end set. Gibbs the tailback. Damar Hamlin still shows blitz for the Buffalo Bills. And here's an off-tackle run. First down carry, Jahmyr Gibbs on his card. He's good for 6, and it'll be 2nd and 4. The Lions, if they win, go to 10 and 4. And that would mean that the Packers have clinched a playoff spot. And at 10 and 4, all 3 other teams in the division, Bears, Lions, Vikings, would have a 2-game lead on the wild card race with 3 games to go. You literally might get that entire division in the playoffs. Back to pass, looking short, but forced to scramble now. And Goff, not the best, gets 3 yards. Didn't quite get enough for the first down. It's 3rd and 1, Detroit at their 40. 2 tight end set. Montgomery's in at tailback. There's a flat pass. 2 men in zone and incomplete. Doubling up the flats by Double Z. Zalesny makes the right call. It's 4th and 1 at their own 40. And Coach Michael Emerson wants a second shot at that first down. 3 wide receivers come out on the field. 3 wide receivers, 1 halfback. So that's going to make the 1 a deadly white die result if they're trying to run the ball. 4th and 1. The key is on the quarterback, Goff. It's a sneak to Goff. Good call defensively. To the defensive card we go. He needs to beat the linebacker with a 4 on the white die. The ball's loose nonetheless. It's on the ground. Let's see who gets it. Recovered by the Bills, it looks like. And it is. And they now have the ball. So it's a snap fumble by Jared Goff. And the Bills have the ball now. Says fumble recovery by the offense. What am I missing here? Fumble by Jared Goff. He drops the ball. David Montgomery can't believe his luck. It got into his hands. Oh, I see. Yeah. It was just, so I get it. Yeah. So Detroit recovered the fumble. Unfortunately, just not enough for a first down. So it's a turnover on downs. And Buffalo takes over at the Detroit 40. So I wonder, I guess that probably counts as a turnover, even though it was really a turnover on downs. Does it count as a fumble loss for Montgomery? Interesting, it does not. Well, I guess he did recover his fumble. Yeah. All right, it's early morning, a little slow. Catching up here. So 1st and 10 at the 40. Blocking back set. Back to pass Allen. Allen looks short. And he's going to Curtis Samuel on that pass. Incomplete. There's a penalty. Intentional grounding. So the refs don't like the way he threw that out of bounds. They say he was still in the pocket. So 2nd and 20 now. Buffalo back at the 50 now, midfield stripe. Just over 6 minutes remains in the first half. Bills trail by 4 points. James Cook is out. It's Ray Davis tailback in here on 2nd and 20. In a base run set, blocking back formation. Interestingly, on 2nd and 20, Detroit will stay in a 4-3. And on 2nd and 20, back to pass, looking deep and going to Curtis Samuel, and no good, incomplete. So both coaches taking a lot of attempts at a deep ball, but so far nothing. 3rd and 20, Buffalo. And even on 3rd and 20, just a basic blocking back set. Both teams are 0 of 3 on 3rd down so far in this game. There's a pitch out. James Cook going around the end on 3rd and 20, and he gets a good roll and good yards. 15 yards, sets up a 4th and 5 at the 35 of Detroit. Field goal attempt from the 35 for Buffalo is 2 through 8 with no variable risk. Or they also can't gain if they go up to an earlier range. So 2 through 8 field goal or going for it at 4th and 5, and Buffalo chooses to go for it. I'm kind of surprised. Down 14-10. You can go either way, but I think needing 5 yards, I might want to take that 2 through 8 field goal. We'll see here. 4th and 5. 3 wide receivers split out for Buffalo. Defense looks pass. It's an end-run quarterback. Josh Allen going to try to run with it, and he can't get it. Big loss on the play. Malcolm Rodriguez brings him down for an 8-yard loss. And guess what that was? That was a 1 on the white die with 3 wide receivers on the field, converting that to the right column on the quarterback card at a critical moment. So the Lions, after a turnover on downs on 4th and 1, get it right back on a turnover on downs from Buffalo. These teams not converting 3rd or 4th downs so far, it appears. So the Lions take over at their own 43. Back to pass off. Short, and he's got his man. Tim Patrick has it. Second catch of the game for him, and it's first down yardage. Into Buffalo territory at the 47. Lions up by 4. They have the ball across the 50. 4:30 remains first half. 2 tight end set. Bills safety. Hamlin up close. He shows blitz again. Last game of week 15. Week 16 on the horizon for us. Here's a first down flat pass. This goes to Laporta. And Laporta, receiver opportunity, wrong column, catch, run. That's good yardage. First down for Laporta. Brought down at the 34 by Rasul Douglas. And it's 1st and 10 right there. Field goal from right here is already at 2 through 9 and 12. Jared Goff, 12 of 17 for 80 yards here in the first half. A touchdown and a pick. Here's an inside handoff. Jahmyr Gibbs right at the middle on the defensive card. Beats a linebacker and goes into the secondary. Nice pickup at 12 yards. Just the 6th run here in the first half for Gibbs. Clock winding down toward 3 minutes left in the first half. Lions 1st and 10 at the 22. And here's a pitch out. Jahmyr Gibbs. Gibbs on his card. He goes for 6. That result nestled right between a pair of short gains, but a decent first down play. 2nd and 4 at the 16 as the Lions make their second trip into the red zone of the Bills. Both teams have been in the red zone once before now, and they both got a touchdown. Let's see about the Lions' second attempt. 2nd and 4, back to pass, looking short. That's caught. Khalif Raymond pushing his way toward the goal line and brought down at the 1. 15-yard pass to Khalif Raymond. Caught the defense guessing run. Lions have been doing that a lot here in the first half as part of their comeback. Now in danger of going ahead by 2 scores. 1st and goal at the 1. Full house formation. Bills up close. 4-3 showing blitz. Inside handoff to Gibbs. He's keyed. To the defensive card we go. Gibbs. Touchdown, Detroit. And that makes it a 10-point lead. Extra point coming up. Jake Bates drills it. We've reached the 2-minute warning in Detroit, and the fans are on their feet. Happy as a clam. 21-10. Lions are beating the Bills right now. Ensuing kickoff is a touchback, and the Bills will begin with 2 minutes on the clock in their 2-minute offense. Both teams all 3 timeouts. I say 2-minute offense, but the Bills, per their use, coming out showing blocking back formation. Cooks the tailback. Allen back to pass. Josh looking short. Pressure comes, forced to dump it off. We're in the flat now. He's going to Amari Cooper. And Amari Cooper has the catch. And good yardage up near the 40 and out of bounds at the 40. That's a first down. Josh Allen in the first half, just 7 of 16 for 56 yards after that play. Bills just 107 yards of offense. They trail 21-10. Here's a first down handoff. James Cook goes around the end. Defensive car going to get just 3. He does get out of bounds. That'll stop the clock. 2nd and 7. Tough to get those rush yards on the defensive card with these defenses. Still in a blocking back, Buffalo. And another pitch out, other side of the field this time. Going to the right side. And we've got a neutral zone infraction. They'll stop the play, give the offense 5 yards. It's 2nd and 2 now. Buffalo from their 48. They still have all 3 timeouts. Back to pass. Allen looks short, caught the defense looking run, and that's going to be caught. Cooper's got it, first down yardage inside the 40-yard line of Detroit, brought down at the 39 by Terry and Arnold. Caught the Lions defense guessing run there. Clock runs down to 1:15. Nobody stops it. Bill's still in a blocking back set. Here's a handoff off tackle. James Cook. The dice take us to Cook's card on wrong. Cook finds space, beats a linebacker, and he's up the sidelines. He could go. He's in the 20, the 10, the 5, and brought down at the 5-yard line. Snake eyes was the roll for James Cook. He got a long gain. A bad long gain result, but it still takes him down to the 5-yard line after a 34-yard run. So 1st and goal. 45 seconds left on the clock. Full house formation, Buffalo. Here's a sneak. Josh Allen up the middle, and he gets just a yard. 2nd and goal at the 4. See if they let the clock run. Offensively, you might. Run a hurry up, maybe. 22 seconds left if you do that. He has all 3 timeouts, but you let the clock run. It's down to 15 seconds. I think the danger there is if you get a bunch of offensive penalties while clock is coming out for those penalties, if the play runs, you could run out of time. But we'll see what happens. 2nd and goal and 4 at the 15. 2nd and goal at the 4, 15 seconds left. Defense guesses run. Allen back to pass. Scans the field, looks short. He's going to Amari Cooper. Receiver opportunity. Cooper can't bring it in. Amari Cooper on short pass wrong, has only 3 incompletions and found one. So 3rd and goal at the 4 Buffalo with 8 seconds remaining in the first half. Once again, full house formation. Lions safety up close, showing blitz. Inside handoff on 3rd and goal at the 4. James Cook. Defense guess pass. Cook will want that on his card. The Bills get it on Cook's card. Run up the middle. Plows through. Touchdown, Buffalo. There are no flags. And with double zeros on the clock, James Cook with a touchdown run to make it a 1-score game again. Extra point is up. And Tyler Bass. Come on, let's do the kick. And Tyler Bass puts that extra point through. So on the final play of the first half, a touchdown run of 4 yards by James Cook has made the score at halftime. Detroit 21 and Buffalo 17. We're into the second half. Kickoff happened quickly. Coach is seeing if they need time. Let's take a look at the halftime yardage. Very close. Detroit 169 yards. Buffalo 162. Both teams perfect. 14 for 14 in the red zone. 1 of 5 on 3rd downs. Buffalo 0 of 3 for Detroit. Detroit hasn't converted a 3rd or 4th down yet, but they still lead the game. Neither quarterback with 100 yards passing in the first half. So there was a nice kick return by Ray Davis of the Bills to start the second half out to the 45-yard line. Both of these teams have terrible kick return defense. Detroit, or I should say Buffalo, got that return on the defensive card and good result because of it. They began at the 45, but they'll start with a penalty. Offsides on the offense, back up the Bills 5 yards. 1st and 15 now from their own 40. Buffalo, we'll get to this in a minute. Here's a pitch out. This goes to James Cook to the defensive card. Just a couple yards is all, 2. It'll be 2nd and 13. Buffalo, I can't believe I haven't mentioned this until now. They clinch the AFC Eastern Division if they can come away with a win in this game. They clinch a playoff with a win regardless. Short pass, that's going to be incomplete. Tried to hit Khalil Shakir. 4 on the white die, not good enough to beat the defender, Carlton Davis. So 3rd down and 13 for Buffalo. They'll go spread formation. 4 wide receivers. Cook is in the backfield beside the quarterback. Allen out of the pistol. Lions in a nickel. The snap. Allen back to pass. Looks short. Has it on his card and completed. 1st down yardage. Amari Cooper, his 3rd catch. Across midfield, the Bills are now at the 45 of Detroit. Bills trying to double up their offense over the intermission. Scored just before halftime. Trying to score after halftime. Here's a short pass again, but forced to scramble, and Josh Allen's going to get 5 yards with his legs. Just his 4th rush of the game for 18 yards. It's 2nd and 5 now at the 40-yard line of Detroit. Buffalo trails by 4. Flat pass left side and no good, incomplete. Tried to hit Khalil Shakir. Allen had that on his wrong column and couldn't find it. Bad roll for the Josh, and it's 3rd and 5. From the 40 right here, 2 through 8 field goal attempt. But the Bills turned it down on 2 through 8 in the first half when they trailed by 4 on a 4th and 5. Let's see what happens here. See if he converts first. Back to pass. Allen scans the field, looks short, goes to Khalil Shakir, and that pass is going to be picked off. Picked off by Detroit. 2nd interception of the game for Detroit. And that's returned out near midfield. 23-yard return on that pick by Carlton Davis. 2nd interception for Josh Allen, who's struggling today. 9 of 22, 82 yards. No touchdowns, 2 picks. And Detroit begins this drive at their own 48. So just what the Bills did not need to start the second half. Bills defense now keying on the running back Gibbs. Back to pass. Goff short and no good. Incomplete. There is a penalty. And that's against the offense. So mark off 5 yards. 1st and 15 now for Detroit at their own 43. 3 wide receivers out on the field now for Detroit. The snap. Goff back to pass. Looks deep. Going for Jameson Williams and no good. Incomplete. Rolled an 8. Needed a 9 for that long gain. It's 2nd down and 15. Goff not doing much better than Josh Allen. 13 of 19. 95 yards. A touchdown and a pick. He's got 3 wide receivers splitting out here on 2nd and 15. Bills safety up close, showing blitz. The defense keys on the running back. Back to pass again. Short. This one's caught. And good yardage up near a 1st down. Came up a yard short. Gained 14, and it's going to be 3rd and 1. 2nd catch of the game by Jameson Williams. Lions are at the Bills' 43-yard line. 3rd and 1. 2 yards out of field goal range. 3rd and 1. Safety Hamlin up close to the line of scrimmage. He shows blitz out of a 4-3. Lions are in a 2 tight end set. It's Gibbs at tailback. Big 3rd and 1. Inside handoff. Jahmyr Gibbs to the defensive guard. He goes, and he gets 4 yards. No linebackers in that zone. That would have been a stop and a 4th and 1 if there's a linebacker there. Move the sticks. 1st and 10 Lions at the 39. They'll put 3 wide receivers on the field again. Gibbs is the tailback. Bills out of a nickel. Here's a handoff off tackle. And Gibbs, good yardage into the secondary for 16. Jahmyr Gibbs got a +6 result on the defensive card, but there was a box there. Linebacker was missing in that zone, and it resulted in extra yardage. Gibbs now 10 rushes, 65 yards. Lions 1st and 10 at the Buffalo 23 now. Two tight end set. Safety defensively up close again. Here's a button hook. That one's going to be receiver result for Gibbs. He's got the catch. Good run. 1st down yardage inside the 10 and tackled at the 9. Gain of 14 on the play. 5th tackle on the game for the league's leading tackler, Christian Benford. But the Lions are 1st and goal at the 9. And that was another play where defense called run, and the Lions were passing. We've seen a lot of that as part of Detroit's surge in this game. Full house set for Detroit. Back to pass. Looking short is Goff. Forced to run with it. Goes around the left side. Not much room there. Gets 3. He's had to must run scramble twice. 3 yards both times. 2nd and goal at the 6. And the Lions come out in a full house. So both Montgomery and Gibbs are in that backfield. There's an off tackle right side. This goes to David Montgomery. Defense was guessing pass, and Montgomery waltzes into the end zone untouched. That is a 6-yard touchdown run for Detroit on a short gain reading, and that puts the Lions back out in front by 10 points. 27-17. Here comes the extra point from Jake Bates, and it's right through. And with exactly 9 minutes remaining, 3rd quarter, the Lions are back on top by 11, 28-17. Touchback on the ensuing kick. And Coach Zalesny and his Bills will begin at their 30. Bills right back to their blocking back set. Josh Allen back to pass. Looking short, avoids the blitz, gets rid of it, and that pass is going to be picked off by Detroit yet again. 3rd interception for the Lions. This is picked off at the Buffalo 45-yard line. No return. There is a penalty, however. And the penalties against the defense wipe away the interception by Terry and Arnold. Arnold actually is leading the league in interceptions, but tied for the lead, couldn't take sole possession after that penalty. So march off 5 yards for the offense, and it's 1st and 5 Buffalo. Big penalty against the defense. Here's a flat pass. This goes to Khalil Shakir, receiver opportunity. He's got the catch, but not much yardage. Gain of 3 on the play for Shakir. And it's 2nd and 2. Lions defense guesses run, back to pass, looking short. Another one to Cooper, and he's got it. 1st down yardage out near midfield at the 49-yard line. Now across midfield into Detroit territory. Exactly halfway through the 3rd quarter now. Detroit up by 11, but Buffalo driving. Inside handoff. James Cook. That goes to the defensive card, and he's going to get 6. 2nd and 4 after a 6 on the white die. Good enough to beat one of those 5-rated defensive tackles for Detroit. That one was DJ Reader. Aleem McNeil, the other one. 2nd and 4, screen pass. This goes to James Cook, and that's going to be incomplete as Josh Allen rolled his interception split roll yet again. 3rd and 4. Allen, just not his best game. 3rd down and 4 off tackle run. Left side, James Cook. Defense guesses pass, but it goes to the defensive card, and that's just a yard. So 4th and 3 now at the 42 of Detroit. That is in field goal range out of 2 through 8 with 2 yards to spare, but he's going. So Buffalo going for it. 4th and 3 at the Detroit 42. Blocking back set. This is a pretty high leverage play looking at the game situation. Lions guess run, button hook over the middle to James Cook. That's caught. 1st down. There's a penalty, though. And that's against the defense. Late hit on the quarterback. Big penalty on Detroit. And it is into the red zone now. 1st and 10, Buffalo at the 17 after that 15-yard mark-off. 1st down flat pass. That goes to Khalil Shakir. Shakir's got the catch and run. Good for 7. And another personal foul on Detroit. So it's getting a little chippy here. Back-to-back personal fouls on the Lions. And that is a gift-wrapped 1st and goal at the 5 for Buffalo. Full house set. Davis and Cook are both in the backfield. As is tight end Dalton Kincaid. Lions safety up close. He shows blitz. Back to pass. Allen looks short, going for his running back, but he's forced to scramble, running with it now, and brought down. Sack on the play, DJ Reader. Didn't lose any yards, but still going to be crediting McNeil with a sack, or I'm sorry, DJ Reader, and it's 2nd and goal at the 5. Allen back to pass again. Defense gets run short. James Cook's got it. Touchdown, Buffalo. James Cook with a touchdown reception. His 9th touchdown reception of the year for Buffalo, by the way. They'll cut into the lead. Extra point by Tyler Bass is up, and it is good. And once again, it's a 4-point game, 28-24 Detroit over Buffalo at the 4:30 mark of the 3rd quarter. It's interesting that Buffalo's gone for it twice on 4th and 5 within field goal range because they want that touchdown, but they aren't going for 2 here to cut it to 3. It's still a lot of time left, though. I get it. After a touchback, Lions now begin at their own 30. 2 tight end set. Gibbs is your tailback. The safety of the Bills up close again. Here's a pitch out. Gibbs running it around the end, and he's not getting anything. Just 5 yards. I'm sorry. I thought the end was good enough to beat him, but he wasn't. Quentin Jefferson. 0 rated end, so that's a place where those 2 missing defensive ends cost 5 yards. Injuries matter. 2nd and 5. Goff back to pass. He looks short. That's caught. Jamison Williams brought down up near the 50 by Christian Benford, his 6th tackle. Detroit now on their own 48-yard line. They'll come out in a 2 tight end set. Here's an off-tackle handoff. Gibbs in his wrong column, and Gibbs is going to get 4. He rolled an 8. The next 3 results going down, starting 9, 10, 11. Short gain, plus 20, plus 23. Gibbs on the day, 12 rushes, 74 yards, 6.2, right on his average. Here's a key on him on 2nd and 6, but it's a pass, flat pass. That goes to Laporta. Laporta gets the catch, beats the linebacker on linebacker in zone with a 5 on the white die, and that's 15 yards on that completion to Laporta. First down yardage to the Buffalo 33-yard line. Two tight ends set. Here's a look-in pass. This goes to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And that's going to be another linebacker reading. And again, the Buffalo linebacker is beat. First down, there's a penalty, but it is a 17-yard gain. Personal foul on the defense. So add to it. And the Lions are first and goal at the 8. The Buffalo Bills have all 0-rated linebackers against the pass. And on back-to-back plays, Jared Goff beats him. So first and goal at the 8 for Detroit. They'll go full house set. They're up by 4. Safety shows blitz for Buffalo. Defense guesses run. Back to pass. Short. And no good. Incomplete. Tried to hit tight end Brock Wright. Probably would have got it on his own card, but on the defensive card, 4-man. Nothing there. Second and goal. Once again, Detroit from the 8 in the full house set. Defense guesses run. It is. Off tackle Montgomery, and he plows ahead for 4. So he gets half of it, and it's third and goal at the 4. Buffalo desperately wanting a stop here to keep it a one-score game. 1:12 on the clock in the third quarter. Full house set again. A lot of 0s and 4s. In fact, exclusively 0s and 4s across that defensive front. I think they may run it again, and they do. Off tackle, Montgomery to the defensive guard. He goes, and he plows into the end zone. Touchdown of 4 yards. Penei Sewell springs that block. As if there was ever a doubt, Sewell's going to spring it. And it's a 2-score lead again for Detroit, 34-24. Extra point, Jake Bates up and good. And with 54 seconds left in the third quarter, Detroit once again out in front by 11, 35-24. Touchback on the ensuing kickoff, and the Bills begin at their own 30. Almost done with 3 quarters here. Detroit has outgained Buffalo 288-227. And they've won the turnover battle 2-1. Here's a first down handoff off tackle, Ray Davis. Defense guess run, and it's no gain. Nice call there. Coach Michael Emerson defensively stopped a 7-yard run. So 2nd and 10. 3 wide receivers split out for Buffalo. 2 running backs in the set. So on a run play, that one on the wide die is still protected. Lions in a 4-3. Josh Allen back to pass. Looks short and can't get it. Incomplete. Tried to hit Curtis Samuel. 3rd and 10 as Josh Allen again now back under 50% completions. 14 of 29. 4 wide receivers, full spread formation on 4th and 10. Allen out of the pistol. Lions defense in a nickel. Back to pass. Allen looking short, going to his tailback. James Cook to the defensive card we go. He's got to beat the defender, and he does. 6 on the white die. And James Cook gets 15 yards on that catch, his 6th catch of the game. And Buffalo is out to their 45-yard line, 1st and 10. Here's a first down handoff. James Cook around the left edge. He's got a good 7 yards. 11 rushes, 85 yards for James Cook in this game. James Cook, the second leading receiver on this offense with 65 catches. There's a short pass that goes to Amari Cooper, and it's incomplete. The defender on the play, Terrion Arnold, good enough to beat that white die, and it sets up 3rd and 3 for Buffalo at the Detroit 48. Probably 4-down territory based on how Buffalo's been playing it. They're down by 11. Defense guesses run. It's a flat pass. Good call offense. This goes to Shakir. He's got the catch. First down yardage inside the 40 of Detroit and tackled at the 38. Brought down by Carlton Davis. 6th catch of the game for Shakir. And a new set of downs for Buffalo. Blocking back set. Back to pass. Allen looks short, no good, incomplete. Had it on wrong. Defense was looking run again for Detroit. But in a three-man column, found an empty spot. 2nd and 10. Allen continues to struggle to get the breaks with the dice. Here's an end run. Josh Allen. 3 wide receiver formation, so you don't want that one on the wide die. Went to the defensive guard and just a yard. Again, these teams are good to excellent against the run. 3rd and 9 Buffalo at the 37. You got to start wondering what threshold would they kick a field goal at. From the 37, there's no variable risk, and it's a 2 through 8. So how close does he need to get on this 3rd and 9 to go for it? He's down by 11. You get a field goal, you're back to an 8-point margin. That's a 1-score game. So we'll see. It's 3rd and 9 here. Full spread formation, 4 wide receivers. Lions in a nickel. Here comes a flat pass. Linebacker stayed home. To the defensive card we go. Incomplete. So 4th and 9 Buffalo at the 37. You've got a no variable risk 2 through 8 field goal. You're down by 11. 12 minutes, 18 seconds left, 4th quarter. Interesting call here for Coach Zach Zalesny. And Tyler Bass comes on the field to try a 54-yard field goal. 2 through 8. It's up. And he's got it. Tyler Bass with a nice clutch kick to cut it to a 1-score game at the 12-minute mark of the 4th quarter. Detroit now leads by 8 points, 35-27. Touchback on the kick, and Detroit up by 8 begins at their own 30. Two tight end set. That's how they're going to begin. Gibbs at tailback, and here's a handoff to him. Inside run up the middle on the defensive card we go, and he's got 5. Gibbs had a split roll opportunity at 15 yards, but needed snake eyes or a 3. So he settles for 5 yards. 2nd and 5. Gibbs behind a 2 tight end set again here. Right back to the run game. Off tackle to him, and nothing there. Gibbs got nothing as those defensive tackles for Buffalo are rated a 4, and that was a 4 on the white die trying to beat him. Ed Oliver got the stop. So 3rd and 5. Buffalo desperately needing to get that Lions offense off the field. 2 tight end set. Lions are 2 of 5 on 3rd downs. Back to pass, looking short, but no, snap fumble. It's on the ground. It's loose. Let's see who's got it. And it is recovered by the Lions. They're going to try to pick it up and run with it. And he gets 3 yards. So 4th and 3 at the 37. Detroit's going to punt. So a snap fumble at the worst time on 3rd and 5. And the Lions have to punt it away. 52-yard boot. Jack Fox taken back at the 11-yard line by Brandon Codrington. And he muffs it. It's on the ground. Let's see who's got it. Big fumble for Buffalo, and looks like they got it. I think Buffalo's on it. Let's see. Buffalo's got it, but they tried to advance it. They lose a couple more yards. Boy, I'd have just fallen on that ball. Hey, we're all different on that. It's all good. So, wow, big play there, but Buffalo muffed the punt, gets on it, saves the day. So now, just over 10 minutes left in this game. Buffalo down by 8. They've got the ball. 1st and 10 at their own 8-yard line. They're 92 yards away. 1st down, back to pass. Allen, short, no good, incomplete. Tried to hit his tailback. James Cook found the incompletion on his card. 2nd and 10. Blocking back set now for Buffalo. Back to pass again. Josh Allen scans the field, looks short, and throws it. He's going to Amari Cooper. Cooper has the catch, and Amari Cooper beats his defender. He's up the sideline across the 30, 40, across the 50, inside the 30 of the other side, and brought down to the 26. A 66-yard catch and run on a short pass for Amari Cooper. Got the long gain on double sixes, three-man column on the Detroit short pass. Big play, Buffalo. 1st and 10 at the Detroit 26. Ray Davis now in at tailback. Here's an inside handoff. Ray Davis, and he's ahead for 6 yards. 2nd and 4 at the 20. A lot of long passing this game, but I think that might be the first one that hooked up. Eight tackles for Malcolm Rodriguez of Detroit now. 2nd and 4. Here's a quick look-in pass to Khalil Shakir. That goes to the defensive card. Receiver opportunity. Shakir's got the catch and a first down inside the 15 at the 12-yard line. 7th catch for Shakir. Mostly in the flat. That was on his wrong column. Bills, 1st and 10 at the Detroit 12. They do not want to have to settle for a field goal now. Off tackle run. This goes to James Cook. Runs to his left. And James Cook on his wrong column plows for 5 yards. So 2nd and 5 at the 7. Bills now can't call the flat pass. Defensive line is now stacked. They can get a first down at the 2-yard line. 2nd and 5 at the 2. Defense guesses pass. Here's the run. Off tackle. Cook in his wrong column, and he gets just 3. So James Cook on those 2 carries just there in his wrong column, not making the most of it. And for that reason, it's 3rd and 2 at the 4. Here's a sneak. Josh Allen, he gets 1. And it's 4th and 1 at the 3. Down by 8, Buffalo. No surprise here, they're going. 4th and 1 at the Detroit 3-yard line. 1 yard away from a first down. 3 yards away from a touchdown. Full house set for Buffalo. 4-3 blitz for the Lions. 6:18 showing on the clock. Here comes the defense guessing run. Back to pass. Allen short to the end zone. James Cook, he's got it. Touchdown, Buffalo. Crossing him up on 4th and 1 and going right back to his tailback for his 2nd touchdown catch of the game and his 10th of the year. Now they're going to go for the 2-point conversion and try to tie this one up. Full house set, Buffalo. Exactly 6 minutes remain in this game. Lions guess run. Here's an off-tackle handoff. James Cook to the defensive card, and he can't get it. Blocking back is what it was asking for. And Dalton Kincaid could not make the block. And so it remains 35-33. And I just lost connectivity to the game. So give me a second while we get back up. I assume it's just not that it's me and not the actual game, but we'll find out shortly. So we believe that the score is now 35-33 because that 2-point conversion was missed. We're checking it out. And indeed, game's still up, so it looks like it was just us that disconnected. Come on, there we go. So yes, indeed, 35-33, Detroit has the lead. They retained the lead because that 2-point conversion was missed. There was a touchback. Lions up by 2. They start at their own 30. First down pitch out to Jahmyr Gibbs and nothing doing. The key was on Gibbs. All those linebacker zones up the middle were stuffed, but he ran it around the end. Still, on his right column, Gibbs got nothing. That was a long gain if the Bills had called pass. So good call there by Coach Zach Zalesny. It's 3rd and 10. So must have missed a play. 3rd down and 10 now for the Lions at their 30. Lions had 3 straight touchdown drives before going 3 and out and punting on their last possession. They're in danger of going 3 and out again here. Buffalo defense tightening at just the right time. 2 tight ends set for Detroit. Buffalo safety Hamlin up close. He shows blitz. Back to pass. Goff looks short. Brock Wright's the target. No good. Incomplete. And it's 4th down and second straight 3 and out for the Detroit offense. From their 30, they're going to have to punt it back to Buffalo. 5:06 remaining in this game. We're waiting for that punter to officially come on the field. Detroit coach apparently very frustrated with having to punt, as he just said, and I quote, "Man." I know that feeling when you just don't want to punt, but you know you have to. Coach Michael Emerson eventually came around to his reality, and he is punting it away, 4th and 10 from their 30. What a great game we have today in the USFFL. Strong way to finish Week 15. Beautiful boot by Jack Fox. 60-yard boot in the air all the way back to the 10-yard line. Codrington will fair catch it right there. So a great punt at the right time for Detroit. Puts Buffalo back into their territory at the 10. 1st and 10 at the 10. They're 90 yards away from a touchdown, but only need a field goal to take the lead. Plenty of time left in this one, as the Buffalo coach just noted. And while the Detroit's last 2 drives have been 3 and out, Buffalo's last 3 drives have been 8 plays, 92 yards, touchdown, 10 plays, 33 yards, field goal, and 10 plays, 70 yards, touchdown. So Buffalo, offensively and defensively, has turned the tide here in the second half. First down pass, short and incomplete. Tried to hit the tailback. James Cook again. So the Bills 2nd and 10 at their own 10-yard line. Back to pass, looking deep. It's an empty zone. Safety was double teaming somebody else. We're going to Dalton Kincaid. He avoids the blitz, goes to the defensive card, and incomplete. It was defender X or long gain. And believe it or not, Alex Anzalone, the left linebacker, is a 5-rated pass defending linebacker who was man-to-man on Kincaid and saved that long gain. That's a huge play for a linebacker. Defender X or long gain. Huge play. Alex Anzalone makes it 3rd and 10, Buffalo at their 10. That might be the game-saving play when you only need a field goal. We'll have to see. But a huge play from Anzalone. Buffalo back to pass on 3rd and 10. Looking short. Gets rid of it, goes to, no, he's going to not get rid of it. He's forced to run, scrambling with it, and no room. Brought down by Jack Campbell, another sack. No loss of yardage again, but it's 4th and 10 at their own 10 with 3:36 to go. Now Buffalo has to reluctantly punt. 50-yard boot in the air, back to the 40-yard line, and a fair catch there for Detroit. So Detroit, who struggled to get that punt off last time, gets the defense to hold on the other side and get the ball back and in good field position. So Detroit is up by 2 points. It's 35-33. They have the ball at their own 40. It's 1st and 10. There are exactly 3 minutes left in this game.
Correction, 3:18 left in the game, and both teams with all 3 timeouts. 2 tight end set. Here's an inside handoff. Jahmyr Gibbs, he's keyed, and he plows ahead right through it for 7 yards. Nice call for Buffalo, and they even had a linebacker in zone for that key, but the offensive center run blocks at a 6, and that converts. A 7-yard run. Nice block, Frank Ragnow. Off tackle to Gibbs again. He's keyed yet again, right back to the defensive card, and this time he's going to lose a yard. Tackle by the safety, Hamlin. And it's 3rd and 4 for Detroit. And Buffalo takes a timeout to stop the clock at 2:24 remaining. Huge 3rd down conversion. High leverage play. Buffalo needing a stop. Here's a screen. It goes to Gibbs. Defense gets run. That pass is going to be a receiver opportunity. Gibbs, catch, run, 1st down, across the 50, inside the 45, and brought down at the 44-yard line of Buffalo. Caught the Bills guessing run, hit the flat pass to Gibbs. His 3rd catch of the game. And a new set of downs. And Buffalo takes their 2nd timeout on the plus side of the 2-minute warning. 2:06 is where the clock is stopped right now. Buffalo just 1 timeout, so they only have 2 more clock stops left in them. And Detroit, 1st and 10 at the 43 with a 2-point lead. Got to have a stop. The key is on the running back. Look in pass. Caught. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Good yardage. He picks up 8. 2nd and 2 at the Buffalo 35 as we reach the 2-minute warning. In Detroit. Bills with the ball, and they lead. Detroit with the ball, and they lead 35-33. All they need is a 1st down to terminate this game, essentially. Buffalo is out of timeouts. 2nd and 2. 2 tight end set. The key is on the running back, Montgomery. Flat pass. Montgomery, receiver opportunity. It's caught. Montgomery, 1st down, all the way down inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. So the Buffalo defense stuck with the run calls. Coach Emerson switched it up to the pass game, and that should do it. 1:15 shows on the clock, but Buffalo is out of timeouts. Jared Goff taking a knee, running out the final plays of this one. As the Buffalo Bills lose their 3rd consecutive really tight game. This one's a 35-33 loss to Detroit on the road. Buffalo outgained them with their late surge, 352-332. Very close game. 23 1st downs to 21. Josh Allen, just not as good game. And that kind of was the difference here. Josh Allen, 19 of 40, so just 47% completions. 2 touchdowns and 2 very big picks. And a 60.6 rating for Josh Allen, who is one of only 3 quarterbacks averaging over 100 for a rating on the year coming into this one. No running backs went over 100 yards. Good efficiency. Jahmyr Gibbs, 17 rushes for 85 yards. James Cook, 13 for 93. Amari Cooper, who really was the favored target of Josh Allen in this one, 5 catches, 115. And a big 66-yard pass that thought might be a big difference in this game. It didn't work out that way. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at the standings. Looks like those closed on us, so we're going to try to pull those up. Bear with me. So Detroit wins this one. Shoot. Let me open that back up. Apologies. All right. So if we look here, you can see the Detroit Lions are at 9-4. That's going to switch now to 10-4. Okay. So you can see now that that's a three-way tie for the wild card spots for all three NFC North teams. And they have a 2-game lead over the closest wild card contenders over here, 49ers and Buccaneers. So we really do have a good opportunity with just 3 weeks left to find all 4 teams of the NFC North in the 7-team NFC playoff field. That will be super interesting. Meanwhile, also interesting, the Bills up here, they fall to 10-4 with their 3rd straight loss. So the Bills and Chiefs are now 10-4. Broncos as well. Chiefs have the tiebreak. That's why they're listed up here, because they beat the Broncos in one game. As far as the 1-seed tiebreaker up here, the Bills already beat the Chiefs. The Bills do not play the Steelers this year. The Chiefs play the Steelers in 2 weeks. All 3 of these teams, even the Broncos now, in the hunt for that 1 seed. So it'll be interesting to see as we wait for this all to materialize out as we continue the hunt for the Harlan McLean Trophy. Harlan, I hope you enjoyed this broadcast. I hope anybody else that watched today enjoyed the broadcast. I'll try to get those stats and numbers out as we get ready to go on to Week 16 and continue the fun of watching this all play out. We've got 3 weeks left here to see who wins that Harlan McLean Trophy. We'll keep you posted as we see developments happen as we head into next week.